Finally, Maro's brother speaks in the presence of Kohera Senior and Masuba One. Sometimes family issues become bigger than internet. Sometimes pain travels from one generation to another, but when death happens, African culture demands something deeper than pride. Today, we are going to discuss the emotional moments when Marcel Masaga Nyansiri, believed to be Maro's brother, publicly asked him to come home and bury their grandmother. Also, I'm going to discuss about Marwa is actually frustrated because Marwa came on camera and he said, "I've missed X." So today's video, watch this clip, then dive deep into today's discussion. Stay tuned.
Thank you very much for your time.
Marcel,
Yes.
there is this brother of yours. I am Marwa. Can you confirm?
This is
This brother.
I am Marwa.
Yeah, he's a brother. Now, can you confirm to the world that Marwa is your brother? They say.
So-
I am a deadbeat father.
So, so now I want us to be very clear on this subject.
Yeah.
And at the risk of sounding harsh,
Yeah.
this subject has been trending for a very long time on the interwebs,
Yeah.
on my father's channel,
Yeah.
and also on my brother's channel here.
Yeah.
So I Masaga Nyansiri, want to put it clear and for the record.
Yeah.
I repeat for the purpose of confirmation.
Yes.
I want to make it clear and for the record.
Yeah.
We require my brother,
Yeah.
I am Maro, saying so.
Yeah.
He should have been here
Imagine.
to bury the grandmother. In our culture, whatever issues that our parents had,
Yeah.
we were not privy to them. So as grown-ups, you make your own decision. And his age set is my age set. He should have appeared here and at least laying his grandmother to rest. Because he drank from the milk that we all drank from our grandmother. And to call my father here a deadbeat, I think the people who have been busy calling him a deadbeat are actually the deadbeats themselves.
Yeah.
Because people have the habit of speaking things of which they are not sure. All right? So I can easily confirm to you. And let me repeat for the record, because I love clarity. I am Marcel Masaga. I also have a channel by the same name, Marcel Masaga. I am an AI engineer by training with 25 years experience. I have more than 10 companies that work in the area of AI. And it is my father here who inspired me to study those things. He's the one who inspired me to work. And every day I go back to my father here. So for anybody who is not aware of what is going on, to stand up on the interwebs and claim that my father is a deadbeat, I can assure you it is that person who is a deadbeat. At the same time, I'd like to thank my brother here from Nyamuhans.
Yeah.
He has done a very difficult job, an amazing job.
Yeah.
He has received a lot of insults,
Yeah.
but I want to tell you we are a big team.
Yeah.
And we will come over to Nyabohanse because I even own property right there at Nyabohanse at Sorore.
Yeah.
I shall come there and we are standing together to keep the record straight.
Exactly.
But today we would love to lay Moko to rest, Nyakibari, and we believe that God is going to put her in a good place. But my final appeal is to my brother who was also in JKU, the same JKU that he was in, is the same one that I was in. Even my mother had one or two issues with my father, but I have to come back home because the names that we were given, like me, Masaga Nyansiri, I was given the name of the founders of the clan.
And they can say so.
Yes, and even census. So it is your responsibility. Yes. So it is your responsibility as a grown-up warrior man to make an independent decision and to come home to the place of your ancestors and pay homage and tribute to those who came before us, people of our lineage. Thank you very much, Papa, for us.
Now, not really. Masubo one.
Thank you.
Masubo, they were killing Masubo one that he is the one who is who I don't know. Last even I was arrested.
He was arrested. Yes, I they might as well try and come and arrest all of us who are called Masaga.
Yeah.
We are there.
Yeah.
And so to personalize on a gentleman who's only speaking the truth and fighting for the truth as it stands, I think that is cheap politics. It's immature. It's contrarian. It goes against common sense. It's illogical. I can speak a lot of English, but the point is this: do not mischaracterize the intentions of Masubo One.
Thank you.
Masubo respects his father, and he has come to set the record straight. So the next time anybody wants to target Masubo One, we want to assure you we are very many. We are not violent people. We do not advocate any violence. But we say if you think you have a locus, locus means a standing or a position with which you can attack us falsely, then we also have a right to reply. And our right to reply is very simple. This, even without any DNA testing, this is our father. And he is the father of Senso, Marwa Senso, Mahiri Masaga. I hope I have set the record straight. We are waiting for your comments, and we will respond in kind.
A very good morning, beautiful people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another reaction video in this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa. For those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, I do reaction videos, especially to the videos that are posted in public domain. That being that, for those who are not subscribed to this amazing YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post any video, you people become notified. Watch my videos from the beginning up to the end without skipping those ads that you see there. Show love to this YouTube channel. I also have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba. Let us go there, subscribe to that amazing YouTube channel. For those who want to watch about my lifestyle video, just go there. You see how we are transforming lives, how we stay, how we live, maybe private life outside camera, and maybe you can track where I am, because nowadays I do videos in different environment. You know, the good thing about reaction, you don't have to be there so that you do reaction. You just do it from any comfort zone. And today, I'm going to speak about Maro's Brothers Pick. This is not just about a YouTube drama. This is about Africa. This is about identity. This is about father. This is about culture. This is about ancestors. This is about a man being told, no matter what happens between parents, never abandon your roots. Ladies and gentlemen, I know a lot of speculations have been there online. A lot of issues have been told. Somebody or some people have been arrested because of the same story. And let me start by saying this. Let me introduce who is Korahera Senior. And I have to explain this carefully with this calling me. Let me hang this call. I have to explain this carefully with this calling again. So let me start with this. Korahera Senior's earlier claims. Years ago, Masubo One came on camera together with Korahera Senior. Korahera Senior claimed Marwa Senso is his son. The internet exploded. People did a reaction. Claims about biological fatherhood arised. Mr. Ondari was then declared as the social father, for those who know what is social father. So, Mr. Ondari raised Marwa. And there are some things, because emotional confusion is blended in African families. And in many African homes, the man who raises you may not always be the biological father, but culturally, he remains the father. That is why a lot of instances when I'm talking about Marwa has the mandate, or he has what it takes to call Mr. Ondari his father, because that is the father he knows. Even for us as human beings, especially to the Christians, we call God our father, and that's the reality. Yeah. So today's discussion, I'm going to discuss about biological father versus social father. Biological father is the father who gave birth to you, or who donated the spermatozoa so as to form you. Social father is the father who raised you, educated you, and made you the successful man that we see you. So, African parenting structure. We have a structure when it comes to African setup. The way I've said that the man who raises you may not always be the biological father, but culturally, the father, actually, he remains your father. And let me say this, I know a lot of things have been said, a lot of people have spoken about it. I personally, I came once on camera and say this. The reason why, you see in Africa, especially, let me just talk like a Korean community. Let's say I married a woman with a son, or with a child. Let me just put it, with a child. I knew it very well. So there is not even one moment any other man will come and claim that child, or will come and now start joking with the wife that I'm married. So if the woman, I decided to marry that woman belongs to me with the child. So no any other man is supposed now to come there and say that we are going to, I don't know, share child support or no. Most of us, most of the people take the mandate to raise the children equally with maybe the children that I'll be with them at that place. So there is nothing like, maybe, because I saw a lot of people, especially in the Western world, saying that if somebody has been married with a child, the father to that child can still come and claim and still talk, I don't know, with the child, talk with the mother. No. In Africa, there is something that we call mapangale. Yeah. If you want, maybe your life to come to an end, just try joking with somebody's wife. And I'll be talking about step parenting and clan lineage. So the matter of today, it is all about why burials are important in African culture, because all these things are circulated about burying what we believe Marwa's grandma, that is the mother to Kohera Senior. So this section will make something deeper. That is what I have to say. So funerals in Korea culture, they are kind of different. There is the time that we speak about ancestors, clan identity, why returning home matters. This is actually one of the places that at least people gather together socially, is all about maybe weddings and burials. So in African tradition, burial is not just about putting someone in the ground or burying somebody. It is spiritual closure, it is recognition of bloodline, and it is honoring ancestors. When we were putting Mayani to rest, a lot of things were discussed, a lot of things people witnessed, a lot of things people questioned. And I'll say these: why relatives expect presence, so as to know your bloodline, and you have to honor the ancestors. So that is why Kohera Senior himself was talking even before the burial, was saying, if there is somebody who talks to Marwa, just tell Marwa to come and honor, or to come and give the grandmother a send-off. It means a lot. And there is that what we call the importance of grandmother, and there is also what we call the importance of ancestral land and clan belonging, because the brother said, we all drank milk from the same grandmother. That sentence alone carries deeper African meaning, and this shows us that grandmother is as the family foundation. It shows us sharing upbringing. It shows us traditional homesteads. Sometimes we sit down with our elders or our grandfather, then in a circle we discuss, we tell story. That is what we call the bonding now. When we discuss about that, it gives us that something like motivation. We know that this is what used to be happen, this is what is taking place. So that is something like a very good thing when it comes to knowing or tracing back your ancestors or what. So today, let me analyze first what Masaga's speech said one by one, and this will be the strongest reaction, and I'll be breaking every statement down carefully. First, when Masaga was speaking, he says, come home. Not just physical return. That is what we call with this calling. That is what we call symbolic recognition or returning to the roots. So, and he went ahead and said, do not involve yourself in issues parents had. So this tells us something. Children inherit family conflicts. Even in YouTube states, we have seen people inheriting enemies. That is why we have some alliances like maybe Marwa alliance, David Jr. alliance, Gintus alliance. So a lot of alliances are there, and that is why even we have splition when it comes to reaction. Negative reactors, they expose the truth about what Marwa speaks. Then we have positive reactors who, even though their idol speaks or does something bad, they are there to defend and attack the other reactors. So that is what happens. So we have alliances, we have divisions, and that tells us that when Masaga Nyansiri was talking about that also tells us about emotional manipulation. We are not supposed to be manipulated emotional, and adult independence. Let us be very independent. And he went ahead and said this, as a grown man must eventually separate his identity from parental wars. That is what he said. So that tells us a lot of things. When you grow up, you make decisions as a grown-up man. You become independent. If it is truly that Marwa is biological son to Kohera, then he has to do. So I don't want to rebuke or I don't want to anticipate anything because I wasn't there. When they were jiggling, I wasn't there. So I'll not come out with something conclusive ascertaining that this is what happened for us. We just met it on the street. We met it on the... And this thing actually brought a lot of things to Masubo One because he was even arrested. Masaga goes ahead and says, your age set is our age set. Sometimes when you now speak about the age set system in African culture, initiation and community belonging, brotherhood beyond conflict, that is what Masaga meant. He goes ahead and says, you should not call our father a deadbeat, or those people who are there in the internet calling our father deadbeat father, they should know this. So this part is very sensitive because pain of public accusations should not be there. He goes ahead. Okay, I'll be speaking about that. And Fathers and repetition. We know a lot of people, a lot of fathers, even maybe for us, sometimes we are being called deadbeat father because we never took, we were not there near maybe our children when they were small or what. We were just we never took responsibility. Let me just use that word. We avoided responsibility. That has been happening a lot of times. And when it comes to African, there is something that we call African masculinity. And when people hear about this, and when people heard about that, the internet was exposing family conflict. So say public family wars leave permanent scars, and that's the reality. Koera Senior is a public figure. Maro himself a public figure. Now Marcel Nyansaga Nyahiri is now a public figure. And he went ahead and said, we don't even need DNA. This is a huge topic because African understanding of family, community recognition, socially fatherhood, and identity beyond science. That is all about it. When you see him saying that we don't even need DNA, that tells you that they already know how to trace everything, because when it says about the age set, you come down, you don't need. Oh, that tells us that African system of understanding about the family, they can track down, they know their fathers, and they can recognize, they can identify their people beyond science. This tells us that we should not even depend on science alone, even though, sometimes. That is why I told us I do videos that have been posted in public domain. So I don't want to bring about genetics. I don't want to bring about these or this DNA. What is DNA? Let us take maybe something from this DNA, extract it, we place it, we duplicate it, we do the no. I don't want to bring these. And let me say this. In many African societies, belonging is sometimes decided by community acceptance more than laboratory results. That is why he even went ahead and said they belong to the same KK something. That is just a clan. They belong to the same clan, and that is it. So let me talk about internet culture versus African culture, and these will be a very powerful section because YouTube exposing private family matters, monetization of pain, public humiliation, and online pressure. A lot of things have been said. The internet rewards conflict. That is what I can say. We have seen that a lot of sometimes African culture rewards reconciliations, and content creators and family drama has been witnessed. Audience influence has been seen, tribal expectation has been witnessed, and pride versus healing. We have seen that in a lot of instances. So a lot of things, I know even from this video, a lot of things will be said, but the reality remains the reality. So for me, I don't want to speculate about that, but let me say this. And I know a lot of people now are asking, should Marwa return home? And this is what people I know are waiting. What will Maxwell Lumumba say about Marwa returning back home? So reasons people say he should return. I've seen people saying that Grandma Burial should return because of that. I've seen some people saying like honoring ancestors, he need to return back. Closure, reconnecting with family. And even I saw sometimes back where Kohera Senior said that Maro should come and inherit his piece of land. That means a lot of things, sometimes we as human beings, if it is truly true that Marwa belongs to Kohera Senior, of me, I don't know. But I know And that's the reality. So, Maro, even Maro is a human being. You have to weigh, yeah? You have to weigh, yes. Koera Senior has pieces of land. The father Ondari has pieces of land. This side, okay, let me not bring that. Let me just use piece of land, yeah? This is my biological father, but this is the father I know about this father. This is the father who has raised me. This is the father who I've been seeing as my father, and this is the father that has made me how successful as I am. So then I hear people telling me that return home and get, and when it's calculated from Korea West to Korea East, he said that is interior part of Kenya. I'm not going there. That is a reason, yeah. Very concrete reason, yeah. I cannot go to Korea. People already know Nyebuhanse because of me. Yeah. Where was my father before I was successful? That is what Maro said by then. So the same question is, where was he when I was struggling? Because when Maro was speaking about this, he wanted to cry on camera, saying that, where were you when I was grazing goats? Where were you when I was passing through a lot of pain? Where were you? So a lot of things have been said, a lot of people have reacted, and let me give reasons he may stay away. Marwa himself, as what we call, he has unresolved pain. The last time Marwa was speaking, he was speaking like he was crying, yeah? About God, about the way what he passed through, the way he lost one of his eyes. So, sometimes, even though we do reaction, it really pains. I know some people will come with the same narrative, the same topic, and bring it as a joking statement. There's something that we have to joke, like when I'll be talking about actual, we have to joke when we reach there. Because sometimes good things are good, bad things are bad, frustrating things are frustrating, painful things are painful. So Maro won't go because he will stay away because of unresolved pain, emotional wounds. He has passed through a lot, trust issues. He doesn't trust that this is my father. That's the reality. In an African world, in exception of anything about DNA, because for us DNA we just hear like stories, yeah. If you give birth to a son who has ears like yours or a head like yours, that is what we say, this child is totally yours. So recognition, yeah. You just look at characteristic, then even when Kohera was saying about Maro looks like me, just look, he looks like me. Or like, he looks like you. How do you know? Even sometimes you can look like the neighbor, but the father is that you look like me. And that's the reality. So Marwa himself had the trust issue, because we usually see that the only person who knows the father of the child is the mother. And sometimes when you get that your mom was something else, was like jumping, you get that you'll be having so many fathers who even the mother herself cannot even recognize with the father, unless he knows who she was playing safe with and who was just hitting and running. So that is what is happening. So that is not context of this, yeah. I'm not saying that the mother did that. I'm just giving out my own analysis about what is happening in the normal situation, yeah. So, and also Marwa fears what is called public humiliation. The world is watching. Imagine Maro waking up that because Kohera Senior said that your grandmother died, Maro is there, hey, my grandmother died, yeah, jumping up and down to the burial. No, it will trigger emotions. People will be mad to Marwa. Subscribers are watching. Now people will now say that it is truly that this, even Ondari himself will be like worried, yeah. Maro does not want to lose anything. Already where Maro is living, that piece of land belonged to Ondari. The town where David Jr. has a house, that plot belongs to Ondari. So Maro won't risk. He has already built a very beautiful villa in that piece of land and is in possession of that. So if now he changes it that this is my father, let me follow it, let me follow him, things will be falling apart. That will not, because for Ndari himself will see that this is being disrespect. I've raised. Now Ndari will even be a YouTuber because he will come on camera and say that I raised Maro with my own money. Now he has seen his father, he has gone, so I'm going to take everything from him. So we have to be human enough. So Marwa is avoiding public humiliation, and Marwa cannot trust this thing. And that's the reality. Why should I trust? You were introduced in YouTube, you became a YouTuber, you react on me, you do this, then you want to tell me that let me just go with the current, let me agree, and life will be meeting there afterwards. That is not what life tells us. So let me say this: no outsider truly understands the pain inside a family, but culture often asks people to rise above pain for the sake of lineage and peace. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this, and I have to speak emotionally. One day, fame will disappear, money disappears, internet noise disappears, but family history remains. The brother's message was simple: no matter what happened, come home, Marwa. In African tradition, a person without roots become spiritual lost. And sometimes funerals are not only for the dead, they are also opportunities for the living to heal. Having said that, back to another topic where I'm going to speak about, and this is the funniest topic that I told us, but there are some things we have to be funny, because Marwa, you know, when Maro is idle, he speaks a lot of things. So Marwa is mentally struggling after separation. Fans notice she's now talking about actual. So he's frustrated actually. So watch this clip, then we dive deep to another discussion of the day. Stay tuned.
Hi. So this guy is here. I told you in Africa we are very physical. Very. Very physical. That's why sometimes women like African men. Physically. They can perform in court. This is not for the kids. I don't know. I have a feeling like since, I don't want to say this, but these days I'm a little naughty. I don't know why. Maybe I have not for a long time. Remember, I'm just an entertainer, guys. Don't take me too serious. If you take me too serious, yeah, this is not your zone. So imagine we have at least 30 people working, at least.
You have heard Senso. And Senso, that is the name that he was given from the other side that Kwera Senior says, yeah. So Senso came on camera and said something very good. And let me say this. Sometimes when a man loses emotional companionship, it starts showing in his speech. He jokes, his energy, and even the topic he keeps repeating. And recently, many viewers have noted that Marwa constantly brings conversation back to women, strength, attraction, relationships, and intimacy. And let me say this. I'll be talking about separation changes men psychologically. So, the way he said, when Maro is idle, he speaks, you know, sometimes he jokes, and he's very funny because he says, don't take these out of context, you know. When somebody spreads or spends sometimes emotionally attached to partner, we know very well. Marwa was emotionally attached to Rocio as a partner. Suddenly, separation happened. It creates a vacuum. And now Marwa feels the loneliness, emotional habits, routine, disruption, missing physical presence, and emotional dependency. And you know, this happens to all men, even for me. It happens. Sometimes you just lie, you know, sometimes we usually tell Maro that you sleep like a panga. A lot of us, we sleep like a panga. You see Maxwell Womba, he's sleeping like a panga. Nobody beside you. The way you sleep straight, hey, you're not jiggling or juggling on top of somebody, yeah? So, men often hide pain through humor, and that is what Maro is really doing. So, women, we do not openly say that there is something that is hurting us emotionally. Instead, we convert it into jokes, overconfidence, gym energy, travel, or exaggerated, what we call masculinity. And that is what we usually do. So, say, sometimes excessive work or talk about women is not confidence, it is emotional, what we call emotional compensation. Yeah. So let me say why he keeps mentioning strength and women. And so when Maro says African men are strong and women like them, it may not be confidence, it may also be reassurance to himself. That is a very strong psychological observation, and this will lead me to drag something like Rocio's factor in, because viewers can clearly see that Rocio had emotional influence in his life. When a long-term partner leaves, even though, you know, long-term for us, even 2 years is long-term partner. So even simple things, food that they had together, travels, silence, because now Rocio is a reactor. Don't forget that memories they had together begins to trigger emotional reminders. And people who stay constantly busy often suppress emotional pain, but once someone becomes idle or isolated, unsolved emotions start to resurfacing. So that is what we are seeing Maro is doing. And you see now, like that instance, men were using jembes to dig. So that power, now you see Maro started overthinking that, now is now dragging these. I remember when they were pumping water, the same video, yeah, and then when the horse was stretching, so Maro was overthinking about these. Now he's talking like, yeah, this is how they stands, yeah. So repeating topics, yeah, seeking validations online, emotional frustration. So that is what Marwa is doing. So let me say this. Everything starts becoming about relationships. So once loneliness reaches a certain point, the mind begins to now, actually it begins attaching emotionally meaning to ordinary conversation. So they say that is why viewers are noticing that even unrelated topics somehow return to women, attraction, masculinity, or companionship. So you just sleep and maybe think like, I need a company. And let me say this, especially, and I don't want to okay, let me say this. I've seen a lot of women attacking people online. I've seen that. The likes of Judy Moyo, Janet Harris, those likes, they have been there. Doreen Small, they have been attacking people online. Yeah, this is the right time now to go to the villa because your idol now wants it. Yeah, you can march, travel, march to the villa. Marwa has rolled. Go and get your share because you are there abusing people. You are there defending him. You are there, but you cannot help him when it comes to emotional help. But when it comes to physical and internet, you people are very good keyboard warriors. Thumbs up to you. That is something that you people do best. Keyboard warrior. Yeah. For those who know, they know. So, line up, parade, travel, go get your share. Go get your what you can get. Then you come back. You go back very happy. So, this is not about mocking somebody. It is about understanding what separation, loneliness, and emotional withdrawal can do to a person psychologically. Then, behind the cameras and YouTube confidence, content creators are still human beings. Marwa is a human being. Max Lumumba is a human being. Any other content creator, they are human being. Let us not talk negative or abusing each other. Let us be realistic. Support my project, support my YouTube journey. Let us watch my videos from the beginning up to the end. Let us reaction continue. Let us meet in the next video. Goodbye for now. More kisses to the world. Stay tuned. There's some people who ask me, Maxwell, that no smile. I usually smile. Yeah, that is a smile that I can give else. Yeah. Yeah, goodbye. Let us meet in the next video. Goodbye.